In this section, you will be learning about exception handling. Exceptions are runtime errors. So in this video, I will be discussing about various type of errors that occurs in the program. So here I have the list of errors: syntax error, logical error, and runtime errors. So we'll understand these type of errors. So for understanding this, we have to understand something. See, if this is a program, then there are two people who are related to the program. One is a programmer, the one who develops the program. Okay. Then the other person is the user of a program, one who uses the program. So these are the two people who are related to a program. So any program or any application, if you develop, the person who develops it is a programmer, and for whom it is developed, the person who is using that program is a user. Now keeping these two things in mind, first of all I will tell you these two type of errors are faced by programmer. Okay, so I'll write in short. Okay, programmer, it is faced by the programmer, and runtime errors are faced by users. So these runtime errors are also called as exceptions. They are called as exceptions. Runtime errors are exceptions. Now let us understand these. First one, syntax errors. These are faced by the programmer. While typing a program, if a programmer is doing some mistakes, that is syntactic mistake or grammatical mistake or spelling mistakes, then that causes errors that are syntax errors. For example, here I have declared two variables, x and y, and x is assigned with a 10, and I have missed a semicolon. I have not given semicolon. Missing a semicolon is an error. This is a syntax error. Every statement must be enclosed by semicolon. It's not given. It's a syntax error. Then x plus y assigned z. Z is not declared here. I have declared two variables, but I have not declared z. Again, it's a syntax error. Z is undefined variable or identifier. Then y is not initialized. I am not initializing but using it. So using a variable without initializing it. So these are all syntax errors, that is mistyping or typing mistakes done by the programmer. Who will identify, who will help the programmer to remove these errors? Compiler. So these type of errors can be removed with the help of compiler. When a programmer writes a program and when he say compile, if there are any errors, compiler cannot translate that to bytecode. So it gives an error. And that error is a syntax error. It helps you. It shows the line in which you have done a mistake and what is the mistake it defines and clearly gives a message. So compiler helps us remove syntax error. So these are about syntax error. Now the next one is logical errors. Logical errors. So there is no syntax error, typing mistakes are not there. Then if a programmer is compiling and trying to run and test the program is not giving expected results, proper results. These are very dangerous errors. So the situation, let us look at it. Suppose I want to write a formula. This is a mathematical formula, r assigned minus b by 2a. This is an example of logical error. But the programmer typed this one, r assigned minus b divided by 2 into a. This is wrong. This must be enclosed in the brackets, otherwise it gives wrong result. So if the programmer has not enclosed it, result will be wrong. So syntactically it's correct. Compiler will not say that you have not given brackets. Compiler doesn't know what you're writing. So this is a logical error. Program runs but doesn't give expected result. One more I have taken here. I want to print all the elements of an array. So I should start from 0 up to length, but I have taken 1. So this is a mistake again. So it's not a syntax error. Compiler will not say it should start from 0. Compiler thinks that you want to start printing from 1 onwards. But as a programmer, by mistake I wrote 1. Actually I was supposed to write 0 there. I will not be getting all the elements. The first element will not be printed. What is the reason? I have to trace the program line by line and check for the errors. These are the very difficult errors to be removed from the program. Logical errors. These type of errors take away a lot of time from the programmer. They waste a lot of programmers' time. So, but these errors, who will help us to remove these errors? Actually, for removing this error, it needs tracing of a program. Or we have a tool called debugger. Debugger is used for removing these type of errors. Debugger. So I'll show you in the next video demonstration I'll give you for this one and also this one. The next type of errors are runtime errors. Who face these errors? User will face these errors. These errors are faced by the programmer, right? Now runtime errors are faced by users. Can a user remove the error just like programmer? No. Programmer knows the program, he can modify the program and remove the errors. But user cannot modify it. User has to just use it. So one thing remember, user cannot do anything in the program. He cannot make changes. Then let us know what type of errors user will get or reasons of getting the error. The reason for getting the errors at user end is user is not handling the program properly. Mishandling of a program. He is not using it as he is supposed to use. So what could be the reasons? One example. User is giving some input and that input is invalid. For example, a program is asking a user to enter his age and he gave the age as -10. Age cannot be negative. He has given invalid input. Then one more example, if a program is reading the data from some file and user has deleted the file or removed the file from that location. One more example, a program is supposed to access internet connection but the user is not having internet connection or any network connection. So that is not available on computer. And one more example, a program is to print something on the printer but the printer is not available or printer is not working properly, there is no ink, there is no paper in the printer, this type of problems. So to sum up all these, user will face the problem because of mishandling of a program. That is not internal error of a program, that are all external things that are supposed to be taken care by user only. File is not there, user should provide a file, then only program can work. User should give proper input, then only program can work. So user is responsible, but that doesn't need any changes inside the program. So in short, we can say that runtime errors are occur at the user end, and the cause of these errors is, that is two things, I'll write them here. The first one is bad input, means the user has not given the proper input, and the second thing is the unavailability of resources. The problem is with resources. So these two reasons are because of the user. Now what happens in these cases, in these reasons? Program cannot continue working. Program will crash, stop. Program should stop. I'll give you one example. For example, one example to understand why it will stop. Okay, general idea I'm giving you. Suppose you are running a car. Car is perfect, everything is perfect, but there is no fuel. So whose fault? Company's fault or the user's fault, owner's fault? Owner's fault. And if there is no fuel, no gas, then the car will stop. Yes, car will stop, it will not working. So same way, program needs proper input and the resources. If user is not providing them, program cannot continue, it should stop. That's it. So the one major problem with runtime errors is program will crash, program will stop. So that are runtime errors. So I have explained you what are runtime errors and what is the reason. Then I have to tell you the solution. So let me repeat the problem once again. Runtime errors are caused at user end because of the bad input or unavailability of resources. And if there is any error, program stops. So next, what we want, what we should do. See, in case of such errors, we can inform the user that you have done so and so mistake. That is the reason program cannot continue. Please remove these errors, solve these problems and run the program again. Like, it's a bad input, number cannot be negative. Try again with a positive number. That's the message we can give. So we can just guide the user what he should do to properly use this program. So in case of runtime errors, we cannot do anything but inform the user. That's it. This is what we want. Then who should do this? Programmer should do these things. Programmer should do arrangement inside the program itself that if user is giving negative input, tell him that the input cannot be negative. If the file is not available, tell the user that file is not available, file not found. Please arrange the file. So just a message can be given and it should be done by the programmer only inside the program. So runtime errors should be handled by the programmer so that user get proper messages and he can use the program smoothly, easily, without any trouble. Giving messages in cases of those errors, this is done by exception handling. This is exception handling, right? This is called as, so how this runtime errors are handled? They are handled by exception handling. So if you see this, syntax error, compilers, logical errors, debugger, runtime errors, exception handling. Exception handling. So why it is called as exception? I will give you the meaning of the term also so that you can understand. See, listen, I make it as a phrase, I'm making as a statement. Listen, I am a programmer. I made a program and I claim that this is the best and perfect program, error-free program, and I'm giving to the user. Okay? Then, user is using the program and he gave -10, program crashed. Now, user will say that your program is not working, your program has failed, right? Your program has failed. You claim that your program is perfect. But, listen once again. I am reframing it once again. Programmer, I am writing a program, I am giving it to the user and saying that my program is perfect, right? It gives correct results, except in the cases if you are giving negative values or the files are not available, internet connection is not available, means input is given properly and the resources are properly given. Except these cases, right? If you are giving bad input, my program cannot work. If there are no resources, my program cannot work. So finally, one more time, I'll reframe the statement. Listen carefully. My program works perfectly except in case of bad input and unavailability of resources. So those are exceptional cases in which my program cannot continue running. So I should give a proper message to the user that you are going wrong here. So that's why it is called as exception and it is called as exception handling. Except the cases, so exceptional cases. So in our programs, we will be identifying exceptional cases and handling those cases. So that's all about runtime errors. So the next video will be demonstration for these type of errors. Then after that, we will learn about the construct for exception handling. So that's all in this video.